Hi, welcome to City Country 6 Podcast. This is where you get to hear inside conversations between city and country about life, kids, womanhood, culture, black southern things. Eavesdrop in on our phone conversations to laugh, cry, amen, disagree, and agree with your bi-weekly dose of what did I just listen to? Let's listen in on this week's most recent phone call of differences.
Hello,
Hey,
how are you?
I'm all right. How are you?
I'm good. I'm so good. Thanks for asking.
Yeah, not a problem.
So, what are we talking about today?
Oh, goodness. Do you remember when we first met? Probably not. If you can't remember 5 minutes ago, why did I ask? Oh, God. Let
But
me.
you're right. I don't remember what I had today for lunch. I do remember I didn't have dinner, so that's a plus. I remember that, and I do remember. I do remember what I had for lunch today. But anyway, my point is, I do remember the day I met you.
You remember the. Okay. At least you remember the day.
I do, and it was very memorable toward
Okay.
the end.
I would like to know. Okay. We'll get to that. But as
Hmm.
you can, I need to take about 5 steps back. What haven't you eaten? What kind of food ministry do you have at your house?
So, the food ministry you have is very healthy, I would say, in regards to when we eat. So I recall I think our last episode, we talked about body image and all of that. And maybe another topic we can talk about is more so eating habits and how they're formed in our adulthood. A lot of times they kind of link back
Uh,
to our childhood,
yeah.
but not like I never grew up in a family like some kids grew up in families where their parents made them like clean their plates.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah,
My
yeah.
mom never did that. Like she never made us eat everything on our plates or anything like that. It was more like, "Are you finished? Okay, you're done. That's fine."
Oh, that's
It
nice.
it was it was okay. Um, but now the flip side of that was, and I think it was a good thing, and I kind of do it to my kid now. Okay, I don't like what we ate today, or I ate half of my food. I'm done. Are you sure you're done? Yes, I am done. Okay, you can go. And then you come back 30 minutes later. I'm hungry. Can I have XYZ? And the thing you're asking for is really not that healthy. You just want
Mm-hmm.
junk. You want cookies, you want candy or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
My mom would just put our plate in the refrigerator. If you get
Mm-hmm.
hungry again, you can come back, but this is what you're eating.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to come back and eat your alternative is something that's not healthy.
Mm-hmm.
So I said all that to say, I feel like I grew up with pretty good like self-control when it came to eating. So now like I only eat when I'm hungry. I don't eat just because it's dinner time.
Mm.
When I'm hungry, that's when I eat. So today, for example, I ate a late lunch. And
Mm-hmm.
so I wasn't hungry when like around the evening time, like 6 or 7. I wasn't hungry, so I just didn't eat.
Oh, awesome. Cool.
But if
That's
I am hungry, I will eat. I mean, I'll eat at 3 in the morning if I'm hungry. I'll wake up and go fix me a plate and eat. But it's when I'm hungry, that's when I eat.
got you. That I was about to say, okay, well, at least I know you're not intermittent fasting. That's a good thing. You eat when you're
It
hungry.
kind of defaults to that though. I've noticed that since becoming vegan,
Mm-hmm.
I don't eat as much.
Hmm.
I mean, I don't eat as frequently. That's what I'm trying to say. But I'm not
Okay.
hungry. It's not like I would think eating vegan, you would eat more often because you're not taking as many calories, or I don't know what it is. But I just thought it would be the opposite of what I'm experiencing now. But side note, I have been unvegan for the past week.
Why?
It was a medical experiment supervised by my
Oh.
physician
Oh, okay.
to see if I were to incorporate more animal proteins or put it back in my diet, how would I feel, things like that. So
Mm-hmm.
it's been a very interesting experience,
Didn't you just
to
do
say
that
the
not too
least.
long ago?
Yes, and I had
And
to try it again, but to be more intense. Like I think I just put
oh,
dairy back,
oh,
but
okay.
this time like I'm eating it's like incorporating one food to see how do I feel.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I've whittled it down to eggs. I think
Oh,
eggs are the culprit.
wow. I wonder
I
why.
don't know. And I really do love eggs. And I have not eaten an egg. Like I haven't had an egg in almost 4 months, but I've eaten things that have eggs in them.
Mm-hmm.
And I notice I feel
Hmm.
everything that I was feeling that prompted my spiral into
Mm-hmm.
swiping my card so much,
Mm-hmm.
those symptoms will come back. And then it takes about 2 or 3 days for me to drink lots of water and detox.
Mm-hmm.
And then it goes away. So I
Interesting.
think it's eggs. But anywho,
I
all
had a
that to say, that's why I'm not eating dinner tonight because
I'm wondering if it's because of the higher fiber content, because fiber slows down your digestive just a hair. And I wonder if you're having that higher fiber, slows it down so that you're not as hungry, you're more full. And the fact that you're eating more fresher versus processed and what am I trying to say? Preservatives, because you're eating more fresher foods. I wonder if that kind of veered you
well,
to
no,
that eating habit.
I don't think that's it because, well, not the preservative part of it, because I don't eat processed foods anyway. Like even before, I'm the person
Mm-hmm.
who cooks everything from scratch. Like I make my own spaghetti sauce.
Hmm.
I try to make as much as I can from scratch. It's
Mm-hmm.
just fun for me, first of all, but then I know it's healthier.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but what I do think, and I really do like vegetables anyway, but I think because the vegan aspect, so I'm not even putting creams in my foods. I'm not even putting, cheeses,
Mm-hmm.
things that'll just be empty calories anyway or higher in fat. I still get my fat, but it just comes from avocados a lot of times or olive oil.
Blah.
I just Okay, well, we'll agree to disagree on that. I think we talked about that in a former episode too, about
Yeah.
the amazingness of avocados.
Yeah.
But I think kind of what you were talking about as far as like eating the fresh foods, even when I was carnivorous, I ate vegetables, but for some reason in America, especially, meat is still the star of the show. And then the fruits
Yes.
and vegetables, and the compliments are like co-stars. But when
Mm-hmm.
you're vegan, plants are the stars and the co-stars.
Mm-hmm.
So I just feel like my nutritional value of my plate has increased even more because I'm vegan. So even if I were vegetarian, you could still kind of hide behind cheeses, which are high in fat and sodium and all that. Like I'm not getting
Mm-hmm.
any of that. And it
Mm.
makes a difference, I think. Like I felt better.
Yeah.
I could operate on fewer hours of sleep and feel better than now. Like I've been feeling so blah.
Mm.
Because not just because of the animal protein, but also because now that I've eaten that and I'm eating cheese and dairy again, it kind of opens me up to being able to go eat fast food.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a mental thing. That's a cognitive decision making. Like,
Mm.
oh, I can eat chicken. Let me go to Chick-fil-A. When
The holy chicken.
oh yes, 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 they submitted to the Lord. But common sense would say, okay, you need some animal protein, eat your grilled chicken breast and call it a day. Just eat about 2 or 3 ounces and you'll be fine. Well, I'm
Mm-hmm.
jumping off the deep end saying I'm going to Chick-fil-A and I'm still getting a
Right.
grilled chicken sandwich, but it has grilled chicken and a slice of cheese, and now I'm eating fried potatoes,
You didn't
which
have
I
to
have
order
not
the
been.
potatoes.
I didn't, but then it's kind of like if I'm going to go to Chick-fil-A, that's what I'm saying. It's like you jump off the deep end. You just don't go get the sandwich. Now you got to get the fries to go with it.
Yeah.
And guess what? If you're going to have a sandwich and you're going to have fries, you might as well get some of those good sauces that they have.
Mm-hmm.
There is nothing nutritional about the sauces, but you cannot not get the sauces. And guess what? It's like if you give a mouse a cookie, if you're gonna get the sandwich and you're gonna get the fries and the sauce, you gotta get a soda. So we've gone from salads and avocado vinaigrettes to fried French fries and chicken sandwiches and soda pops.
Soda pops.
Oh my, here we go.
I was gonna say.
I'm not talking to you right now. I'm not talking to you.
You almost didn't say pop, and this is what you said, and I said I'm grabbing it and I'm running with it. I'm taking it.
Soda pop.
I was gonna add to it. It's like, yeah, what you get there, because I'm like, well, my Chick-fil-A, I'm already spending $13. What's another $2 for a brownie or a cookie? Like, let me just go on and grab that while I'm here.
Might as
So
well.
yes, I get that. I get it. So like, I just do. I get that part. Like, you go from one extreme to another, and that's that food, like your healthy food eating habits and stuff. Like, so for the kids, because the CEO does this a lot, she'll she just wants to, she likes to chew on it, whatever. So like fries is her favorite thing. And hence why we only have it, 1 or 2 times a week. And she and I'm gonna say, because she will sit there and be like, okay, can I have some more fries? Are you hungry? No, then no. Like, why do you want more fries? Like, why?
Because they taste so good.
Okay, well, you can have them tomorrow, but we don't have to get more fries just because they taste good. That's called munching. That's called grazing. That's just called chewing, just because you can chew. And the pastor, what we're trying to get him to do is, he'll sit there and say he's done, but he says he's done because CEO has gotten up, or because CFO has gotten up, or I have gotten up. He's not done eating. And so instead of us telling him to eat, oh, finish eating your rice or finish eating your fries, no, we say finish eating the protein, finish eating your chicken. Like, eat because the protein is what I'm worried about. I ain't worried about the fries. I ain't worried about the carbs. I'm worried about the protein that is going to stick with you longer, or the broccoli, or the string beans, or the whatever. I'm going to need that to stick with you and slow your metabolism down enough so that your body has some energy, not that other stuff. And then once he eats it, he'll say, okay, I'm done. And then I ask, are you done, or you just want to get up and play? And he was like, no, I'm full. I said, okay, that's fine. But don't, like, his thing is to eat the bread and off the chicken, which is going to make me stop frying chicken. But he'll eat that and then 2 fries and be like, okay, I'm done. Are you full? No. Then eat. Like, you're just done because you're finished eating what you wanted. And my other thing that I've picked up, like you said, your mom did, oh, I want to eat this. Well, no, if you're still hungry, you can go get this out of the refrigerator. If you're hungry and I said, well, you want some green beans? You say no. I said, well, you ain't hungry. Like, because if you're hungry, you'll eat whatever I make. It's not going to stop you. Well, except for you.
Especially if they're black-eyed peas, I might have to, like, I have to wait until I'm starving. I'm like 5 days past hungry. Now I have to eat the black-eyed peas. I'll just drink some water and go to bed hungry.
But no, that is just something that I have incorporated, because it's if you're really, really hungry, it's not popcorn.
Right.
It's not Pop-Tarts. It's not a fruit bar. It's not gummies. It's, I'm going to make scrambled eggs. You can have this. Oh, I don't want scrambled. Well, then you're not hungry. We're not going to sit here, and this is not a short order cook and, a vending machine. No, you don't just pay for what you just feel like eating. No, you're hungry. This is what you need. So, because if not, Pastor will sit here and eat us out of house and home, and he ain't even a teenager yet. And I'm not looking forward to that.
Good luck.
Oh my gosh.
You'll be swiping a different card, your credit card.
Exactly.
Exactly.
I'm going to take notes from you first, because you'll get there before I do.
I'll tell you how it goes.
Yeah, just tell me how it goes.
Go get a job.
10 years old.
We provide rice and beans. Anything else, you pay for it yourself. We check off the food groups with rice, beans, and an apple. It's going to be like public school lunch. We're going to provide all of the checks, and then...
Oh my gosh. Your grains, your fruit, your vegetables, your protein. Oh my gosh. Prison food. Here you go.
And a slice of white bread.
Okay. To sop up the juices. What juices?
There are no juices. Dry beans.
It's dry beans and some rice kernels.
No juice.
Golly. But anyway.
Oh gosh, that's funny. What's today's topic again? How we met.
Which wasn't by food. It was actually at a she was looking for me. Without knowing she was looking for me. That's my version of the story. She was looking for me. And she ended up becoming, out of her looking for me, she ended up becoming one of my best friends. just because she was looking for me in particular. Now, I'm not going to say she's racist, but she was looking for me. Oh gosh, how do I put this? We met, let's just say it was a church deal. Let's just say that because I really don't. It's just odd.
Okay.
Let's just say it was a church deal, and I was affiliated with this church at the time,
Mhm.
and you were kind of affiliated, kind of not affiliated.
I was affiliated. I was affiliated. I was
Okay.
not a member.
Okay. All right. Well, I was member and affiliated.
Okay.
And I had it on my heart at the time to gather mothers because I felt a need of connection and I felt others needed the need of connection. And it helped me when I was the first time mom. So I figured it would help others. And I'm gonna be honest with you, it didn't turn out as I intended. It didn't turn out as well as I thought it was gonna turn out. But it did in the end, I will say that. And she was looking. I'm not going to say how she was looking, but let's just say my name was there, and that was like, go, get that one. And I was actually happy that my name did do that because that was one of the reasons why I didn't get, let's say, a lot of people is because of my name. I would like to say that's how I felt anyway. I feel, and then I feel like that more so now after all of the.
Wow, I didn't
Yeah.
think about it that way.
Yeah,
Hindsight
yeah.
is so 2020.
Yeah. And I didn't get a
Okay, I
lot of
got it.
help. I didn't get a lot of help during that time either. I didn't get a lot of resources. Just kind of got thrown. Oh, here you go. And it's like, oh, whoa, wait a minute. This is my first time. Like I don't know how to do this. Granted, I am a PK, but still, this is my first time doing it organized. I'm used to doing it just like, hey, y'all want to, hang out. Let's go do this thing. You know what I'm saying? So to have it formally done, and then there was a lot of numbers involved. But anyways, that's another topic for another day. Church hurt. But anyways, I think the CEO was in school at the time. I think I had just had the pastor, and I was already very, very, very particular about my house and how it was cleaned and how it was organized, and because I had to make sure that the CEO didn't get sick, and I, because I ain't had time to be rushing her back to the hospital again. And I having a, I think at the time he was, no, 6, 7, 8 months, 8 months. So I'm being very cautious about him too, because she bringing home stuff. And so I was, oh my gosh, I was Lysoled up. I was mopping. I was everything. And she comes in, and one of my things was, take your shoes off at the door. But I also didn't have the the socks or the footies or anything like that. And I didn't tell people to wear socks or anything. I was just like, if you don't, that's fine. I'm gonna mop when you leave anyway. She comes in the door and she's like, is this so and so? And I was like, yeah. And she's like, well, hey, I'm like, oh, nice to meet you. And she was like, do you take your shoes off? I said, yeah. Well, first she's like, well, we make sure we take our shoes. I mean, she was going to town telling me we take our shoes off when we come in the house. We could do that. And she comes in, and
I don't recall that part of the conversation, but continue.
You're just like, oh, well, we take our shoes off. I was like, thank you. Y'all come in, and the deacon wasn't into playing yet. He wasn't really, I think this was the first time he wasn't really into playing yet. I think he kind of warmed up after a while, but y'all still have not met the pastor. That was his nap time.
Right. And I was going to say the deacon may have been,
I think he was 18.
This was before COVID.
Yeah, it was like 18 months. I thought you told me.
Probably. But no. Because COVID hit when he was 18 months.
Well, that was about the time. Like literally, we had like 3 or 4 meetings, and then COVID
and then
hit.
It happened.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Because it was all of the month of February.
I thought it was in January.
Maybe it was.
I thought the groups, the meetup started in January. I thought
it was February.
Or maybe February.
It wasn't that many meetings. It wasn't that many. I just know it wasn't that many.
So he was around Yeah, he was around 15, 16 months then.
Okay.
So
Well,
yeah, he wasn't because he was a stay-at-home mom baby.
yes. So
And
he
so like mom was the only play buddy he really needed.
yes. Yes. And that was interesting. And I learned about his eating disorder that time because I thought, I ain't gonna lie to you, I was like, is he just being lazy? He just don't want to eat. What's wrong with him?
Don't want to.
He just like he just don't want to eat. It's like no.
All he wanted was breast milk. Breast milk, breast milk, breast milk.
And it was like he wasn't lazy, he just didn't have that mechanism or whatever it was.
He was just like, breast milk is good for me.
Yeah.
So, hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix
it. But it's like, dude, you gonna dry her up. She gonna disappear. But you had but that was my first encounter, and you were very from what I gathered from you, I was like, if I needed a co-host, she would have been it, because you were very assertive. You were very, you knew what you wanted to do. You knew what you needed. And it was no one could talk you out of it. You were not moving. You were not budging. And I was just like, if I needed one, she would be it.
I don't know if that's good or bad.
Well, no, I looked at it as a good thing. I didn't see no bad parts of it. Now I think you're weird, but that's just because I've known you long enough. But before then, I was just like, oh, this is interesting. Because see, I'm such a wishy-washy person, and I'm not very decisive unless it's just me.
Oh.
Now, if it's just me making the decisions, that's fine. But girl, I'm very wishy-washy. I'll be asking you, what do you think? I'll be about crying. I don't know what decision to make.
Make a decision, and we got to deal with it. We either deal with it or we leave. That's
No.
it. That's
I'll be like, don't leave me. Help me now.
And I'm saying bye. If you don't like my decision, it's my way or the highway. I'm just joking.
No, you're not like that. You weigh that's the thing what I like about you. Like, you actually weigh the options. Me, I weigh them, and then I'm too busy on the negative that I don't see the positive part. Like, what is that? There's this comic that I like. It's like a brain and a heart. And the brain, of course, is more logical. That's you. And I'm the heart. I'm more fleeting. And I'm just like, da, 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 da. I'm doing all this stuff. And it's like, well, have you thought about this? I'm like, no, why would we think about that? That's not good feelings. Let's do this. And then it's like, I get sad and I'm just down in the dumps and sad. And you're just like, okay, you got to get out. I'm like, no, I'm staying here.
I'm like, nope, let's go.
You're like,
That's a good point. That's a very good point. I like that analogy. That should be a t-shirt. If you put a brain and a heart on a shirt, I will wear it.
Oh, and we put City Country Chicks on it.
There you go. Oh, branding. That's some good merchandising there.
There we go. We got us a t-shirt idea. But anyway, that's how I remember you, because I remember he didn't really get away from you much, but he could talk, or he could communicate in a very good way.
Oh yeah, he was signing.
He was signing a lot, and I was like, oh my gosh, I understand this too. But other than that, I was no bad vibes. There was no, oh, she's just a helicopter mom. Like, it wasn't none of that. It's like, no, she's a first-time mom, and that's what this is for. Because I'm just a second-time mom, and it's still new to me. So that's what I want. I want people to get here and enjoy that. But that was my first encounter. And then I think the second time, maybe we didn't hang out two times. I know you missed one time or twice. I don't remember the second time though. But no, you did come, because he did actually start playing the second go round. But one of the things I do remember, he was
borrowing all of your toys.
Yes, I do remember, because I told you, I said, look, I mop before you get here, I mop after you leave. And I Lysol and rinse off all the toys before you get here and after you leave, because I'm like, I don't want your germs and you don't want mine. That was,
I'm okay with that.
And I was like, you were like, oh, okay, good. I was like, yeah, no, I don't play that. But I do remember one thing that I was just like, what is she doing? And you got the deacon, and you said, all right, it's time to go. And he just waddled on over there, or toddled. He was toddling. I'm sorry. He toddled all the way over there. And you brought out the wipes, and you started wiping his hands. I was like, what is she doing? I haven't even left yet. And she's like, oh, I do this all the time. He knows the deal. He knows what he has to do. And he knows not to touch nothing else after I wash these hands. And he didn't touch nothing else. He did not move. All he kept saying is he wanted his monk. And I was like, what in the world is monk? And you said, oh, that's his milk. He wants milk. I'm like, what kind of, you're like, no, he has special milk. I went, what special? That's when I started thinking, okay,
what have I gotten myself into?
A Twilight Zone.
I was like, what? And then later on, you had explained to me that it was, it was a nutritional milk. And I was like, oh, okay. And I was like,
It's like a meal replacement shake.
Right. I was like, it's like carnation. She says, oh, no, it's better. You know, and I was like,
oh. It's vegan.
Like, what? But no, after that, it was like smooth sailing. But that's my version. What's your
Interesting?
That's how I remember it.
All of those details escape me.
Well, you don't remember what you had for breakfast, so come on.
I just remember coming. So so this is one of the few times I'm more heart than I am head, because there's a saying in education that kids won't care about how much you know until they know how much you care.
Mm-hmm.
And so in that regard, I don't remember everything that happened, but I remember how I felt.
Oh, I can't wait to hear that.
So
the good and the bad.
No, it was nothing bad. I remember not being sure about where I was going.
Mm-hmm.
I am not one I don't talk to strangers in a store, let alone go to a stranger's house.
Mm.
But for some reason, I felt comfortable enough to not only go by myself, but take my kid with me.
Mm-hmm.
But the city part of me was still apprehensive.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was on the phone with my mom, and I was like, okay, I'm at this house. I dropped my location to her. This is where I am. This is what the house looks like. This is what I see on the street. Like, I described everything just in case something goes down.
My gosh.
Stay on the phone with me. When I walk in, I'll let you know. I'll text you when I'm inside the house. If I do not call you back within an hour, call me. Make sure I'm okay. And if I don't answer the phone, send somebody.
Oh my gosh.
We had gone through all of that. That's just safe. I would have been there for anybody. That's just a safety precaution.
Oh my gosh.
And sure enough, she called me. No, she texted me an hour. And because I said that, I think the meetup was only supposed to be an hour.
Right, it was.
And she texted me. And I think we may have run over like 3 or 4 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I made sure I responded because I didn't want her to send somebody. So I was like, hey, I'm fine. I said, everything's going well. I said, I'll call you in about 5 minutes when I get in the car. And that probably was around the time I was wiping my kid down. Mm-hmm. But when I got there, I remember you being very welcoming. You made sure we knew how clean everything was. I was like, oh, okay, that's so load off. Because when I came in and I saw all these toys, I was like, oh gosh. Did she have a daycare? Because you had a lot of toys. Like, you had a lot of toys.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's just because I had 2 kids, and like, grandparents don't care that my house is small.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, I have a kid now, and I just, I throw stuff out all the time. But I was like, oh my gosh, she must have a daycare. But then it was too quiet. I was like, well, she doesn't have a day. Like, well, maybe this is the day her daycare is closed in the middle of the week. So that she can have mommy meetups or something. I don't know. But anyway, you explained about how you Lysol everything, and you told us why, because your baby had asthma and things like that, and so that you have to keep things clean. I was like, oh, I can breathe easy. I can breathe this good Lysol air.
That she doesn't believe in aerosols much.
Hey, well, I'll take it. I'll take this good Lysol air. But no, that just made me feel better to know that somebody was as diligent about doing those things, and the reason was to protect your child. Like, as long as you have a why with anything that you do in life, if you have a clear-cut why, it makes doing those things, even when they become difficult, easier. So your why was to keep your child healthy and safe. So if you're doing all that for your kid, even if we only get 50% of that, I know my kid was going to be okay. So that made me very much more calm. And then I just remember kind of just like the conversation, and I wasn't the only mom there, but it was another lady there too, with her child. But it's just very casual, relaxed conversation. It was a Christian-based group, but I didn't feel like beat over the head with the Bible either. So that was nice. So again, it was just good vibes. Like, I just felt very relaxed, very calm. I felt like I was in a clean environment. And I don't think you offered any food.
I did offer coffee.
Did you have?
I had coffee, but you told me, and I distinctly remember this because I was just like, well, I'm not making this no more.
Oh gosh, what did I say?
You said, oh, I don't eat everywhere. I don't drink everywhere. I said, oh, understandable.
Did I say that?
Yep. You said you were a germaphobe.
No.
And I said, I understand that. My dad is like that. So I understand. My dad doesn't eat at my house either.
Or did
So
I
it's
just say no
understandable.
thank you? Did I just say no thank you?
You did say no, thank you. But you had also said, I don't eat. And I don't. And I was like, that's fine. I was not upset about that at all. I just said I wasn't
I'm
going to do that again.
sorry.
No, I wasn't upset. I said I wasn't going to do it again because I would think, because I think you came maybe the second go round, the second time we met up, and no one had drank any the first time. So, and I'm like, I actually honestly was just trying to get rid of that caffeinated coffee because I couldn't drink it anyway because I don't do well with caffeine. So I was just making it to get rid of it. And if you wanted it, fine. But I did not have like extra food or anything like that because one, I didn't know like allergens, what you want, what you don't want, that kind of thing. And the last group that I went to, they had it occasionally. They had a Keurig, so you can make your own stuff if you wanted it, but it wasn't like pushed, And then because of the time period, it was more like brunch. And I was like, I really don't want to bring pastries in here. And, like I said, I didn't have a very high traffic group. So I wasn't like pushing food. It was more like, this is just really for the kids to play and us to talk. If you do want something, I can get you some water. I can make you some coffee, but I didn't have the like Keurig thing. Like all I had was just a regular ground. Because you had made fun of me at the end of the meeting when we actually hung out outside for our last thing. Because I had coffee filters. I still had coffee filters.
Yeah, I was like, who has a coffee pot?
And I was like, I do. I still had one at the time.
Who does that?
You made fun of me for that.
Okay, so now I'm like, okay, I'm feeling so bad. Okay, let me apologize.
No, you're fine. I was not upset.
I mean, it was my truth, but you can say your truth in a way that's not offensive. So I'm sorry if I was offensive.
You were not offensive. I'm telling you, it was fine. Like I did not take it bad. I took it like, I got you. Like I 100% took it like information I need to know because one, I don't have to make coffee no more. Okay, that was one thing. And I was like, great. I ain't got to do that no more. And two, I understood.
Didn't want to make it no way.
I really didn't because I couldn't drink it. So I was like, it's making me mad. I'm smelling this coffee and I can't even have it. So, and my other thing is the fact that I understood you just because that's how my dad is. And I was like, because you said like, I'm a germaphobe. I just don't do that kind of stuff. You weren't like hateful. You were just telling me. And I was just like, girl, I got it. I understand. And you saving me a whole lot of headache because that means I ain't got to prepare nothing,
Yeah. Because I always travel with a bottle of water. Like that's my thing. I just always keep a bottle of water with me.
Yes, you said that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I always do that. But
you had, you did all of it. You said that. You said, I keep my water. And I was like, good. One less thing I got to do. I appreciate it.
There you go. And I don't even leave trash in people's houses. I just take my water bottle home with me and put it in my own trash.
You did, because I said, I'll take the white from you. Says, no, I got it. I was like, yeah, girl, I got a trash.
I just don't believe in taking trash to people's houses. Like, no, just take it back to your house. You brought it from your house. Take it back to your house. But no, you are welcome to use my trash can. Just so you know.
Oh my gosh! But you can't use nobody else's trash can.
Look,
the flaw.
I'm working on myself. Okay. But anyway, I remember just feeling very comfortable. But I brought up the food situation because I don't remember feeling pressure to eat something.
Oh yeah.
So I didn't even remember that you offered because I know I didn't feel any pressure because I've been in situations where they're like, in some mommy meetups or just other like grown-up meetups. Hey, we have this, feel free to get something. And I'm like, oh, thank you so much. And then we're talking, hey, city chick, you forgot to go get something? Well, no, I'm fine. I don't want anything. And that's me trying to be polite. And then you try it one more time, I'm trying, look, and that's when I don't even care. I have no filter. Because the filter was the first 2 rounds when I said no thank you,
right,
or something like that. And I just want to flat out tell you, look, I don't eat at everybody's house. Or I don't want it. Like, I'm an adult. If I want it, I'll get it. You offered it, thank you. But stop.
Right.
So I know I never felt that way. nowhere near that way. So that's why I even forgot that you offered the coffee.
But when I offered
But
that cake, though, I made you take that. I said, I don't care if you eat it. You gon' try
I
that.
kept looking at that cake too. Like, I wonder what's in it.
You ate it.
It sure does look strawberry. And it actually was good too.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I think, what was it? Was I trying? It was a reason why that time. That was the last meeting.
That was the very last meeting. And I said,
So
look,
at that
y'all,
point, I knew you were a clean person. So it was a reason why I wasn't eating. I wasn't fasting.
No,
I
but
don't
you
know
were
what
no,
it
you weren't
was.
fasting, but you did bring your own food. And I told y'all bring your own food if you wanted. He have something to eat. The only thing I have is cake, and that's just because I made it just recently, you know. And it's got to
And
come
then
up
y'all
out
were
my
making fun of me. Y'all were making fun of my lunchbox,
because
like the stuff I brought. Yeah, y'all did. Y'all made fun of me. I don't care. People make fun of me all the time, but
you
yeah,
didn't
y'all
care,
made fun of me.
but it was
I really don't.
hilarious.
I'm gonna eat what I want. I don't care. Yeah.
I can't even remember what you had.
I don't even remember
But
either.
it was hilarious because it was so. I just remember it being like such a not a small amount. It was just like all over the place as far as like she had like celery, carrots. I want to say you had like a PB&J or something, and it didn't have,
It probably was.
and it didn't have the crust, of course. And
No, it sure did not.
and I think you had some other fruit or something in it. It was just a very light looking lunch, which was fine because I think it was like May when we
It was
did it,
hot.
and it was hot.
It was
Yes,
hot.
it was hot that day.
Very hot.
It was very, very hot. So, and then we had people that weren't even in the group. They ended up coming.
By the way, yeah, we did. That was fun. It was
That
a
was
block
fun.
party.
Yeah.
But side note, I thought about you the other day, and I meant to take a picture of my plate.
Are we getting on food now?
I just had to tell you this because I thought about when you brought up the food,
Oh,
and
okay.
y'all making fun of my plate at our last mommy meetup. But the other day, I had. Try to make sure I have it right. I had some mac and cheese, pinto beans, like some steamed cabbage, and wait for it.
The suspense is killing me.
Pancakes.
Oh, you ruined it. There was nothing salty in that.
Pancakes.
There was nothing.
I thought about you. I was like, this does not match, but it's so good.
No, it doesn't. There's nothing salty at all.
Delicious. Salty was in it was more of a savory versus sweet. Not
There's
necessarily
nothing
salty.
savory about mac and cheese,
That's
pinto
savory.
beans, and steamed
That's
cabbage.
savory. That's savory.
No, that's the only thing
That's
that has
savory.
seasoning on there. If you seasoned it right, what's the pinto beans? Because the mac and cheese is just cheese.
You season mac and cheese. What are you talking about?
But I mean, it's not like, I don't know. People make mac and cheese a whole meal, and it's not even a real meal for real. I mean, like, it's a nice complimentary.
Technically, it is. When you're thinking about dietary,
yes, but it's just so.
it's a
sad.
complete meal. It has your carbs, and it has proteins, and it has fats.
And it's sad.
Check.
Yeah,
check.
But I'm still hungry after. Now the pinto beans, okay. But the steamed cat, what you do to the steamed cat? You didn't like. Okay, one was your cabbage just a tad bit crunchy when you steamed it.
No, this time around I didn't. And normally I do like a little bite to mine. If it's like, this is gonna sound funny. You ever been to a Chinese restaurant and got steamed cabbage?
No, I didn't get their steamed cabbage. I don't.
Oh my gosh, it's barely cooked, and it is so good to me. It's like it has a little bite to it. But this time around, I didn't cook it that way. I actually kind of made it old school, country chick way, and so it was a little bit more wilted. It was actually by mistake because I was trying to hurry up and cook it on my lunch break because I don't like to warm up cabbage, so I have to keep it. It has to just be. So I have to cook it like fresh when I'm about to eat it. So yeah, I had that and some pinto beans, and because it was still vegan, and I don't like meat in my beans anyway, I've learned to use smoked salt.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, I could try that.
I have to bring you some.
Yeah.
It is so good. In a little bitty container, like a 1 ounce container, is like I think I paid like $15 for it.
Ooh.
But it is so, oh my,
I can
when I
imagine.
say you only need a little bit.
Yeah, almost like white pepper. You just need just a touch.
And I'm telling you, like, I've been using this for almost 2 months,
hmm
and I'm not even halfway done with the jar. So it's expensive, but it's
hmm
a little goes a long way.
mm
And it tastes like somebody put meat in your stuff, but it didn't. It's not there, thank God. So pinto beans,
The
mac
way
and
you said
cheese,
that,
the
really?
cabbage, delish. And then I was like, if most people would eat this with cornbread or a dinner roll, how about we
hmm
make pancakes to go with this? And that is what I
Why
did.
didn't you just make cornbread?
Nah, I don't really have to eat cornbread. I don't need
Because
that.
because I'm sitting here thinking, I was sitting there with the meal. I was like, yeah, okay, I got it. I was like, you could have not. I don't eat ribs like that.
Pancakes.
But you said pancakes. I was like, you could have put cornbread in there, but you said pancakes. Okay.
I could have, but pancakes were so much better.
No, it's not. And you said take a picture of your plate. That was 2 plates, probably 3, depending on.
No, well, yeah, but it was good. But again, I didn't eat the first meal until around 1 o'clock.
Mm,
So I had, it was like
mm,
a de facto intermittent fasting. And then one
mm-hmm,
other thing, the spaghetti, the lentil spaghetti, and an
mm-hmm.
egg roll. That was good too.
What's an egg roll got to do with lentil spaghetti?
It just went together in my mind, and so I ate it. It was so good.
Your mind is corrupt. That's what's wrong with your mind. It's
I'm
corrupt.
telling you, like, I love to put food together that just doesn't conventionally make sense, but it makes sense to your palate. Just like you
Oh,
have to dress how you feel, I eat how I feel. And I felt egg
confused.
rolls. No, oh,
You
no,
felt
I
confused.
know, I knew exactly. I was very decisive.
It's
I
confused.
wanted egg rolls, and I had some lentil spaghetti left over. So let's go on and put it together. You don't need garlic bread when you have egg rolls and some duck sauce.
Oh,
But anyway,
oh my
back
gosh.
to the matter at hand. The matter is how I felt at your house. I felt very comfortable enough to be myself, bring my lunchbox, and y'all make fun of me. Didn't hear. Very welcomed is what I felt. And even my kiddo felt that same way toward the end because he began to play with your daycare toys.
And y'all never. The sad thing is no one saw the pastor until like we started doing Zoom
Never,
meetings or
never.
Skype me, whichever one we were doing. No one ever saw.
Oh yeah, I forgot. You're right. Everything started shutting down, and then we
Mm-hmm.
did have to switch over, which is why we had the last meeting outside.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot about that.
Yep, it was out. That's why we were meeting outside. And
Mhm.
that was the first time you got to see what our cul-de-sac party was like and how it
Oh,
was
that was
similar.
fun.
Yeah, and I was like, this is a small version of what we actually do with the kids outside.
Yeah, that was very fun.
But at the same time, when you're stuck at home and no one's going anywhere and you're all just stuck, it's like, well, what else are we gonna do? We're not gonna sit in the house with these kids all day long. Like, and not to have one kid be outside playing and one of the neighborhood kids see them playing and go, well, why can't I play with it? They didn't understand that. So it was like, you know what? We're all stuck at home anyway. No one's going anywhere. No one's doing anything. Just go out there and have fun. Y'all just don't lick the same doorknob, okay? Lick someone else's doorknob. Just
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
that's my go-to for everything. Kids lick doorknobs. That's why germs pass around.
Okay, mine doesn't, but okay.
No, mine doesn't either. But that's the only way that makes sense to me. Besides the fact that I don't want to think about other ways because it's just nasty.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's just as nasty, so it doesn't matter. But yeah,
Right.
that's my recollection of how
So you went by how you felt. That's nice.
Mhm.
I'm glad I didn't. Well, obviously I didn't do anything to run you away because we're still talking.
Yeah, I think we've gotten over that now.
Yeah, we've gotten over the worst part of it.
That hump, the acclimation period.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna lie though. After it was all over. Now I do talk to one of the other moms because she's my neighbor, but she is the only one that I've talked to since then. Everyone else
Wow.
has, which was only one other one and you never met outside of Zoom, I think.
No, I think she was just really busy. She's in a different season of her life.
She was.
A very
She was.
busy season.
And she had 4 children. So
Right, yeah.
it was just,
But she offered a lot of, because of where she was in her mom journey,
mhm.
the wisdom that she shared was very helpful.
Yes. Because I think y'all saved me. You, her, saved me with the banana toothbrush.
Oh, yeah, because y'all were going through teething.
Yep.
And I was like, you need to get at least 2 of those and keep one stash, because you just never know if you lose it and you can't find it.
And I lost that thing so many times.
I told you it was going to happen.
Because he had it all the time.
Yeah, he'll walk around with it and then drop it somewhere. And yeah, that's why I always kept at least 2. I even kept one in the car in a Ziploc. Just, I'm telling you, like, those things are golden.
We still have it just so when his molars start to come in.
I wonder, will it work? Will it be long enough then?
Man, his mouth. You haven't seen.
And when do your molars come in?
Permanent ones? 4 or 5, maybe, I think. I don't know. The CEO has hers. She has her permanent ones.
Oh, I guess my kid already has molars. I just thought about it. It's just one though. You know, their mouths aren't big enough for more than one.
Yeah, no, they don't. They start to come in, you know, and I think she is at the point where she has all of her adult ones in now. And so now, and she's still at that losing.
Already?
Yeah, I think that's what the dentist said. Yeah. And I was like, what? She's like, yeah, they start, you know, these are the ones that don't ever fall out. And I went, oh, I don't know. I don't remember.
You know what? You made me think about something. That's a good point. Your molars don't fall out.
They don't. You've never pulled. Exactly. You've never pulled the back of your mouth. You've never had to go back there and go, my turns. Wait, no, you've never had to do that. They stay there.
The ones in the front.
That's it. And then after that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, wait a minute. Now I have my fingers in my mouth. Hold on.
Oh my gosh. Ew.
Because if you think about it, hold on.
You stop it. Come on.
No. Wait, no. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Count yours. How many molars do you have on one side? Like, just.
I have, because I've been to the dentist already. I know I have like 2. And I'm missing one.
I have 3. Okay.
3 on the bottom, 3 on the top, 3 on one. Yeah. And then I got 2 on the bottom because I'm missing 1.
3 minus 1 is 2. Why are you minusing a 2?
Okay, long story short, it was before the past. I minus a tooth. And it's not a side tooth. Okay, so I'm not that hood yet. I'm just it's in the back. You don't even know it's gone. But I chipped the tooth.
I stand at the side gap.
I know, I don't get it.
Go get a crown put right there. But continue.
Something. But I don't know what happened, but I chipped the back tooth. And then by the time I realized it, a cavity had set in. And they were like, well, it's already like, it was like a 4th gone. Like you couldn't save it, basically. Not just because of the cavity, because it was just chipped like that bad. It was like, you've got to get rid of it. Because if we do a root, I mean, even if they did a root canal, the tooth wouldn't have been there no more. Like it would have. So it was like, you got to get rid of it. And I was so mad at him because I am very particular about my teeth. Very.
You would have had edges, teeth edges.
What? Oh my gosh. Anyways, I just didn't have enough tooth to save, so they had to pull it. And this is a funny story. I actually had to drive from my dentist's office to an oral surgeon, and same day appointment. And they said, well, we can numb it and just pull it. And I looked at this guy like, you're not getting in my mouth. No, he's like, or we could put you to sleep. And I was like, well, let's try it without. And I am shaking. I am terrified because I don't want my tooth gone, for 1. And 2, I did not know I had a fear of like dental work. Like you can do fillings, that's fine. But dental work, I have a problem with. And like serious dental work, root canals, all that stuff. It just, it messes with me. Well, the oral surgeon was actually straddling my right arm trying to get in the back of my mouth to numb it. And I was like, I was crying so hard because he wasn't gentle. He was just back there, like just jamming that needle in there, having the time. I was like, if he does not get out of my mouth, we're both going to be screaming. And he's going to be screaming for another reason. I mean, and it was just like, and it wasn't like he was intentionally trying, he was just trying to get in the back of my mouth. And then in the dentist chair that he had, it wasn't like a typical dentist chair. It was more of, I don't know. Like, I know it could lean all the way back, but it looked more, I guess you say luxurious in a sense. It just was different. Well, I mean, in the room, it had like couches and stuff like that you could sit on. And I'm going, this is what in the world? It was very like upscale. And anyways, he was trying to do it and I was crying so hard. Well, they came to do my blood pressure and everything. My blood pressure was like pushing stroke level because I was so freaking out. Yeah, I was like 180 over, I can't remember, like 90 something. Like I was very freaking, I was having anxiety out the roof. I called the CFO, I said, and he was actually out with his friend. I said, they're going to have to put me to sleep because I can't calm down. And then I was crying. He's like, what's wrong? I said, they've got to pull my tooth and I cannot calm down because I don't want them to take my tooth. And the old soldier's like, what's wrong? I said, I just want my tooth. I don't want you to take it. These little smart blankety blanks, after they put me to sleep, pulled my tooth, they gave it to me in a Ziploc bag. Like I wanted it. I was like, that's not what I would love
that. Like, give it to me.
I did take it though, because I was sad. And I was sentimental. It was mine. I did take it with me. I was crying. I was upset, and I couldn't drive home because they put me to sleep. But the funny part of it is the fact that I'm sitting in there looking at the Google reviews of this place because I'm just wanting a reason to get out. Because it was taking them too long to take my tooth. That was the other thing. I was ready to go. And I sent a Google review and I can't even remember what the Google review said. I was just so mad. I was like, they're taking too long and I'm ready to go.
Oh my God.
The oral surgeon. Now he calls me after I get home to see if I'm okay and to see if I'm fine and to ask me to change my review.
Okay, I will. I'll update it to say, and he called me and asked me to change my review.
I just took it down. I just took it down because it was
no, I'm not.
I just took it down because I was just like, I was already like ticked off because I didn't want to do it. So I was already in my feelings because you're taking my tooth and I don't want it. And I care about teeth in a sense of like, if you're missing them, I feel like you don't take care of yourself enough. Now, if it's a health concern like chemo, you just have bone issues, that kind of thing, that's a different story. But the fact that because to me, regardless if you have teeth or not, your smile is who makes you. Because you're genuinely smiling, you're happy. That is who you are. You're not you're not sad, depressed, angry or whatever. You're a happy person. You try to be happy or you try to enjoy life. And your smile really shows that. Now, if you're gummy and you're smiling, I'll accept that because that's all you can give me. But if you've got teeth and you ain't taking care of them and you got cavities in the front of your teeth, that right there takes me. I'm done. Side tooth, I can let that go because, everybody can't afford or it ain't that big a deal. You can't see it until you smile anyway. But you got cavities in your front teeth, we got a problem. Or you just got plaque and all that, we got a problem. So when I found out that my tooth was, jacked up, I was just like, how did this happen? Just like, well, you've had a kid. Teeth are one of the first things for women to go when it comes after, especially if you breastfed. I'm like, I wish someone had told me that. I would have been taking more calcium or something. But so for me to have a chipped tooth and not know how it happened or anything like that, I was just like, because I'm like, well, where's the other piece? Did I swallow it in my sleep? Like, what happened? It's just God. And so, yeah. But yeah, that was the worst. So not exactly funny, but just, yeah, I'm traumatized. And that's another reason why I don't like going to the dentist, which is, because I don't want you finding nothing in my mouth where you have to pull my tooth. Or once you say root canal, you might as well just go ahead and knock me over the head with a hammer and just do it because I'm not. I'm not gonna be. I'm not gonna be. I'm gonna be coherent, but I'm not gonna be in the mental space you're gonna want me to be in to make business decisions.
Oh my gosh, I don't blame you. That
Yeah,
would freak me out too.
yeah. So, but anyways, how did I get on the fact that I'm?
I don't know.
We get on.
I
Oh,
can't
because the
even. I
kids'
can't
tea.
even.
Kids' tea. That
I
was what
won't
you're talking
even try to figure it out.
about. But anyways, I'm glad that when you met me, I gave you a warm welcome and I didn't force you to do something you didn't want to do until that last part. And I was like, girl, you gonna eat this cake. Anime, you gonna eat this cake.
Eat the cake,
But
anime.
but at the same time, I'm glad that when I remembered you, I didn't remember you like, oh gosh, she crazy. I remembered you as headstrong. She knows what she wants. And even though she's a first time mom, it's not stopping who she is as an individual. Because you had went on to talk about Disney and all of that. And I was like, what? Because you would end up connecting with another mom because they go to Disney almost every year, something like that. And you ended up connecting. And I was like, well, how about that? And I was out of that conversation. I was over there playing with the deacon and everybody else. Because I was just like, well, I'm one of them po folks that ain't have experienced that.
No, you save up. But I do remember that. And I have not been to Disney since COVID, and I'm really feeling it, and I'm ready to go.
Well, go.
Um, I kind of need somebody to take me.
What?
I can't go by myself.
Well, why aren't you? Who else not? There's two other people in your family. Why aren't you going with them?
One of them doesn't want to go.
Oh, well, hog time, take them anyway. That's what family vacations are for.
Because my kiddo was like, I'm ready to go see Mickey Mouse at the castle. I'm like, that's what I'm talking about, son.
Go. Look, the CEO was asking me, she's like, how much does it cost to go to Disney? I said, a lot of money, more money than you got in your piggy bank right now. And she said, well, she's like, where is it at on the water? I went, Disney? What? It's not on the water. Well, they keep
The
showing
cruise is.
that's what I'm saying. The cruise is, and she's like, well, because I think she was seeing some commercial, and she's like, but these people are going on a boat. I said, baby, they're going on a cruise. Well, obviously they go on Disney World, Disneyland, whatever, on a cruise. I said, no, that's just one thing that Disney offers is a cruise. But you can go there. You because she asked, I said, you get on a plane and you get there. That's how you go most of the time, or you drive down there. Well, these people are on a boat. No, they're on a cruise. Well, it's out in the water. Something. No, baby, it's on a cruise. They're on a cruise.
Tell her you drive to Port Canaveral. And, well, how can I put it? What's the best way to do it?
It don't matter because I'm not getting on the cruise. She can have.
I'm trying to think. You take the bus. We take the bus, but I'm trying to think.
You get on a
How
bus.
do we catch the bus? They have a shuttle. So if you stay in what they call a that's what it is. If you stay on a Disney resort property, or if you stay in what they call a Good Neighbor Hotel, which is not on the resort or on their property, but they have an agreement, a contractual agreement with the park. When you check in for your cruise, you let them know where you're staying, and then the Disney bus comes and picks you up.
Interesting.
And then once they pick you up, they put your cruise tags on your luggage. And that's the last time you see your luggage when they load it on the bus. It's called the glove service, the Mickey glove service. And so then you get they drive you to Port Canaveral, which is like an hour away from Orlando. And then once you get on the cruise, you get to start going and having fun immediately. And then around 4 o'clock-ish, your bags magically show up at your room. It's all magic. So you don't have to like haul your stuff yourself to your room. They'll bring it. And it's the same way when you get off, like when you leave and you just put your bags outside the room and they'll come get them and they show up at the airport.
Interesting.
But, yeah, so just tell her, and then you can do the sail away. So if you're going to stay at the park, I've done that too. The last time we went on the cruise, we decided to stay a few days and go to Disney World. So if you're gonna do that, if you're gonna leave the cruise and you're gonna go stay on a Disney property, then they'll just make sure that your bags go from the bus to your room. They know where you're gonna be checked in and everything.
I don't think I want all them people knowing where I'm at. Doggone, that's too much.
I mean, it's one system. It's kind of like going to the Airbnb for the hospital. It's like they know where you're going to be anyway because you're booking everything with the same at the same time.
Oh,
So yeah, it just makes it's just easier that way. So it may cost a little bit more, but it's easier.
well, one day we're gonna get there. Just
Oh, please let me know so I can go too. Maybe I can go because I think I burned my poor husband out before I even had a kid. So now my poor child can't go to Disney World because dad doesn't want to go.
because he didn't seen it all. He didn't
Because I was
see.
like, this is the most magical place on earth. And he just walking around so disgruntled. This ain't magic. this this mouse is a pimp. I was like, what? He's just taking everybody's money. Like, oh my gosh.
Oh goodness, I kind of feel the same way, but no, I just want them to go for the experience, just so that they can have one. Because I've never gone in my entire life. Don't have a clue what it's like. But I'm glad. I'm not against going. I've wanted to take them, especially the CEO, because she was raised on the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse and all that stuff. And
Yes, I want to go. I want to go.
now, Pastor, on the other hand, he'd rather go to
Universal.
that or yeah, because he wants to see Jurassic World. He'll want to see like Lightning McQueen. That's one of his things. But
Oh, you got to go to Lightning McQueen is Disneyland.
oh well, then never mind.
I've met him too. He's amazing.
But
That's in California.
yeah, I ain't going to California. No
I
time.
met
But anyway.
Mater too. Oh my gosh. Yeah, because Cars Land, that's the beauty of an Airbnb Disney park. Different places have different things. Cars was in Radiator Springs in California, so they had to be in Disneyland.
Ah, okay, got you. Well, they need to visit Disney World so that I don't have to go.
And
that
if
way.
you want to see Moana, you have to go to Hawaii to their resort. Or
What?
Lilo and Stitch. Yeah, Lilo and Stitch and Moana, they're at the Hawaii resort.
Well, that's just sad. What if someone can't get there?
Well, I guess you're not going to see them.
That's just
And then if you want to see Olaf, you have to take the Alaskan cruise. And I cannot wait to take the Alaskan cruise because I have to take a picture with Olaf, and then Mickey and Minnie, they wear their yellow slickers on the Alaskan cruise.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Oh my.
But that's the beauty of it. It's like, there's something. Each one of them have their own nuances. That's the whole point. Like, why go to the same park to see the same thing?
Right. Okay, I get you. I didn't know they were split to every different region of the United States.
What?
I just didn't know
only
that.
2 parks. It's only a park in Florida and it's one in California.
But to get
the different cruises.
Yeah, the cruises to see the different characters.
Yeah.
Now I do want to do an Alaskan cruise. I don't know why, but I do.
I do too. I want to see a glacier up close before they're all gone. Let's go on and see them now.
Let's go and see them
before it's over.
See them where they're 6 feet tall now, because
there'll be some ice cubes. So.
Exactly. In about 3 years, you'll be able to put them in a Coca-Cola cup.
Right. So let's just go on and see them. But yeah, I want to go to the Hawaii resort, and I want to see Mickey and his slickers on the Alaskan cruise one day. Bucket list things I thought I was going to do a lot sooner, but now that I have a kiddo, yeah, it's going to be later.
Yeah, it'll be a little later. Well, we have to go to the beach now because the pastor, he has seen parts of the beach on pictures, or he has seen his uncle, we're going to call him Uncle Red Solo Cup. He has seen pictures of him at a beach, and now he is determined to go to the beach. He has got to go to the beach. And I'm like, well, the CEO, she's been twice in her life. He's like half pandemic baby, so he's never been. And by the time the CEO was his age, she didn't went twice. And he's not even
then we got to catch him up.
Yeah, but the thing is that he's just now becoming to liking sand. So, because when we were thinking about taking him to the beach, when we made the sandbox, he was like, "Ew, get this off of me."
That's different though.
It's still sand. And so, then I'm thinking, oh, well, how's he going to act when he gets to the water at the beach? And, the little clam things that dig in the ground, and then the water that comes up and the salt and sand that's still on you. Like, how's he going to act with that? But now he's a little more okay with being dirty. So he'll be able to handle it.
It's going to be wonderful.
So we're going to definitely not get the 18th floor, because I don't need him trying to Spider-Man his
You're not
way
going to get
down
the
to
what?
18th floor.
Oh, the what? Gotcha.
Now, because he'll try to Spider-Man his way down to the pool. Oh, let me tell you, he has enjoyed the pool. He goes to my baby sister subdivision has a pool, and he is like a fish out of water. So he is all about,
Awesome.
yeah, he's just like, he got his little floaties on and he took off. And I was like, dude, stay over here, get back. And he's like flipping front to back. And so, yeah, he's determined to get in some water. He's determined
How
to be.
awesome is that? My
That's
passive,
great.
he's in a baptismal pool.
Yes. I didn't think about that, but yeah, he can baptize and be baptized.
There
What
you
he can
go.
do.
There you go.
Yeah, that's what he's done. But anyways, it's time. Moral of today's story.
Be yourself.
What?
Be yourself.
Be
Be unapologetic.
our
Be
guest.
yourself.
Be our guest.
Oh. Okay. Be our guest while you're being yourself. Unapologetically you.
Yeah, be yourself. And find you a friend which normally you find a friend, like the friends that you're going to probably stick with, probably around late 20s, early 30s are probably going to be, there's very few times you're still friends with your high school classmates, because you grow in different directions. But find your friend that understands you and you understand them, even if you don't agree on 98% of things in life.
Like lentil spaghetti and egg
rolls. That and pancakes. That makes no sense. Makes no sense. None.
Have you ever had pinto beans and pancakes before?
The thought would never cross my mind till I met you.
You're welcome.
I don't understand it. Every time you tell me something, it's like I want to have a joke, but I can't, because I'm so dumbfounded at the fact that someone would even put those items together. It's like, I'm going to wear stripes and plaids and polka dotted socks. Why? Why?
For the record, there are people who have known me for 15 plus years, and they have the same reaction. Like, I'm always baffling others, but I'm also baffling myself all the time too.
And I still don't get it. Like, I don't understand. You sleep with yourself at night knowing that you make these horrible decisions.
They're not horrible. They're just not typically what other people would make. Those decisions are just not what other people would make. Yeah.
No.
But I'm happy. I'm okay with being me. I'm okay with my pinto beans and pancakes.
Be yourself.
There you go.
Be yourself. Be happy with being yourself, because someone, I don't know who, will like your pintos and your pancakes. PP and P.
Go.
Whatever that is. But anyways.
I have a joke, but I'm gonna hold it.
No, you can't say you have a joke and then not tell me the joke, because now I won't sleep at night because I'm trying to figure out what the joke is.
You kept saying pintos, pancakes, PPP. I was like, well, she didn't wear panties, so like you can just pantyless pintos and pancakes.
What?
You can eat your pintos and pancakes and not wear panties and be happy because you're being you.
Oh my gosh. How about I just eat my pancakes without my panties and be happy and not include pintos?
If that's what you want to do, then I respect that.
I'm like, I'm all for breakfast for dinner, but I'm not all for dinner and breakfast mixed. I just, no. It makes no sense. Oh my gosh. It gave me a headache.
Well, I'm hungry now, so I think I'm going to go grab me a bite to eat.
Some pintos and some pancakes with some wrinkled cabbage.
Oh, God.
and some crusty macaroni and cheese. Or some lentil spaghetti with a day-old egg roll. That'll work. Oh, no, better yet, some jackfruit pot roast with some Get you some French toast in it. That's what you need. French toast without the edges.
I do have some French toast sticks.
I'm gonna go now, and you just text me.
You gave me an idea. I'm gonna go eat some mozzarella sticks with marinara sauce and French toast sticks with syrup. Okay, I'll send you a picture. Post it on the social media website. See you later.
Bye.
Hey, did you enjoy that podcast? So did we. Check us out for our most recent updates on IG at City Country Chicks Podcast.